What's up, guys? It's Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I'm back here on Borderlands 2. And the other day I put up a video talking about aliens, colonial marines, and how Gearbox pushed a product to the market that was less than satisfactory. I'm not even going to say less than satisfactory. It was a product that had no business being pushed to the market that fast. And a lot of people are blaming Sega, and a lot of people are blaming Gearbox, and then they're blaming each other. And there's a huge backlash right now against Gearbox. If you go on the Gearbox forums and you check out the Aliens Colonial Marines section, it's even bleeding into the Borderlands and Borderlands 2 section. There is a lot of shit being tossed at the way of Gearbox, and I want to take a look at this and ask you guys, do you think Gearbox deserves this backlash, or do you think that it's a little bit unjust because they were pushed by Sega just a little bit too hard? Which, let's take a look at this. Sega sent a bunch of money to Gearbox about 5 or 6 years ago, and they said, hey, look, man, we need an Aliens game. We have the Aliens franchise. The Aliens franchise is not one to fuck around with. The Aliens franchise is huge and potentially could be a large moneymaker. And instead of putting all their manpower into the Aliens Colonial Marines, they kind of let it sit on the back burner for a while, worked on a little bit here, worked on a little bit there, and then they were pushing out Borderlands 2. They were working on that for the last few years. And then when it came time to when they were advertising Borderlands 2 and getting ready to push out to the market, Sega was like, hey, whoa, hey dudes, we gave you a lot of money. Where's our game? And Randy Pitchford was like, bam! Bam! I got this tech demo for you at E3. This is coming out later this year after Borderlands 2. We're going to sell a shit ton. Don't worry, because Borderlands 2 is going to sell a shit ton. And Sega was like, you know, alright. They checked out this tech demo. They're like, this shit looks hot. This is the shit that made me want to buy the game. And then they put that shit out on E3 and everybody was like, oh man, and fucking Randy Pitchford sat there at the tech demo and he was telling people all about this game, like, yeah, this game's gonna be the shit. This is gonna be amazing, right? This is fucked up, because what happened was that tech demo was an obvious fluffed up tech demo, and they did this with Borderlands 2 as well. There's a video out there where they showed a tech demo of Borderlands 2, and it has like bandit assault rifles, like a really huge nasty one, a TDR reload, and they even said like, oh, TDRs are the cheap, fucking Walmart, sometimes they'll blow up in your hands, and they're talking about all these features in the game that never made it to the game. Even Bloodshot Stronghold looked completely different, and everybody's like, oh man, this is the game I want. Even in the release trailer for Borderlands 2, one of the things that swayed me was when I seen Zero out there swinging a big ass sword, fucking shit up. I was like, yeah man, let's go ahead and get this. And then when I got the game, he's not swinging a big sword. Zero was swinging a little knife like a regular melee from Call of Duty. I didn't get to swing a big sword. I didn't get to equip any other swords. I thought he was going to be like a sword master. There was going to be swords laying on the ground that I could pick up with different elements and shit like that. No, not at all. I inferred too much from the trailer that was released. But it was a little irresponsible for Gearbox to show it in that light. And that's what a lot of developers have been doing lately. And I personally think it's kind of wrong that that developers and movies do this all the time too. They release trailers and like tech demos of the game or whatever that's going on, and it's not even the game. It's just a fluffed up version to sell units. And that is wrong. That is false advertisement. That is misleading at the least. At the worst, it's false advertisement and could, now I'm not saying should, and could be warranted towards some type of lawsuit of class action if a lot of people really wanted to get down on that. So what I want to know is the two possible scenarios that happened inside this debacle between Sega and Gearbox. Number one, Gearbox took Sega's money and they said they outsourced it to 3 different smaller companies while they were working on Borderlands 2 in order for them to maximize profits towards Borderlands 2. Now, alright, that's what Gearbox's stance is. Now, this is what Sega said. Sega said Gearbox swept Alien Colonial Marines under the rug, then rushed to finish it right before Borderlands 2 release because Sega wanted their game released because Borderlands 2 was about to be released 5 years after the original Borderlands 1. Now, if you take a look at these two scenarios, alright, Gearbox said they outsourced it to 3 different smaller companies that work within their building. And Sega says, no, we paid you to make our game, and you swept it under the rug. Now, when you look at it this way, no way possible is Gearbox right. Even if Gearbox is right in what they said they did, they took money and paid other companies to do it, and they knew they were paying shitty companies that obviously Sega wouldn't have paid in the first place because they didn't pay the money to Sega, they paid it to Gearbox. So Gearbox should have been working on these games, and even Sega's America's senior producer, Matt J. Powers, he went on record to say, absolutely not. This game has been developed by Gearbox Software. Any other studios like TimeGate that helped Gearbox on the production of multiplayer has been minimal. So in the best case scenario, even if Gearbox is right with what they said they've done with this game, is still wrong because they took the money and they paid another developer to do it, and they told Sega, no, you know what, we're working on it, don't worry, we got this, we have this down to a T. And you know what, with the looks of how Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 came out, it's not hard to give Gearbox a couple $1 million and a big ass franchise to be like, here, make us a game. And instead of getting an Aliens game on par with the Borderlands franchise, they basically got a game that was worse than Duke Nukem Forever, a game that Gearbox put out before, that they outsourced to a few companies before, that they knew was shitty, and then they brought this out, and they made a game that was even worse than the prior fail that they put out using the same motherfucking studios that fucked up on the game in the first place. So, what I want to know is, do you think Gearbox owes Sega some type of financial compensation for obviously phoning in a game with a massively expansive license and tons of potential in order to push Borderlands 2? Or do you think Sega should have been a little bit more hands-on and a little bit guarded with their money, and they should have been breathing down Gearbox's back for the last 5 to 6 years? So let me know down in the comments below what your opinions are on this, but also let me know in the comments down below if you think Gearbox should take a step back from releasing DLC for Borderlands 2 and just make one massive ass fucking DLC and knock a General Knox style DLC right out of the ballpark to bring their name back, because right now Gearbox's name is pretty fucking tarnished, especially with a lot of the backlash against Borderlands with the MMO style features, nerfing a non-competitive game, and the drop rates. So my name is Jay, MorninAfterKill. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you could throw a thumbs up on the video, I would highly appreciate it. But also down in the comments below, don't forget to tell me what you guys think of this situation. So like I said, my name is Jay, MorninAfterKill. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys later.